Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Charles and I'm the coordinator here at Mission Control. Now, Hank has had a very interesting week up in space. He had to leave his shuttle this week, and I'll leave you to Doc, who will explain a bit more about why. But we've been exploring these last 7 weeks our theme verse in Philippians 4 verse 9, which is keep doing the things you have learned, received, heard, and seen in me, and the God of peace will be with you. So I'm going to hand you over to the Doc, I know it all, who will explain a bit more about what Hank had to go through.
Oh, well, thank you, Charles. Yes, that's right, everybody. My name is Dr. I Know It All. And Mission Control identified that there was a problem up with the shuttle. We assume it may have made some contact with some of space debris, and so we had to get Hank to hop out. Now, Hank was a bit unsure. He didn't quite see the damage that was there. He didn't have all the instrumentation that we have here. But we explained to him that there was definitely something wrong with the shuttle and he needed to go out and have a look and fix it. And so we had to really talk about this with him because it was very challenging for him. He's never done this walk and he knew some of the consequences. It could go wrong. So he was a bit hesitant, but we got there after we showed him another documentary that was able to help encourage him through this. So yeah, it was a very busy week, but he got there in the end. Again, Hanks took some courage and really stepped out. It was very, very good of him. We were very proud of him down here, yes. So, back to you, Charles.
Thanks, Doc. That's really helpful. Now, shall we speak to Hank? Let's head over to Hank. Hank, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, I got used to it. Yeah.
Great. So, how did you feel when you had to do your spacewalk?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was quite scared. It was a little bit scary. It's still quite a little bit hairy out here. But I sort of knew, yeah, it had to be done, eh? It was the right thing definitely to do in the end.
Okay, so what in the end got you out there?
Yeah, Charles, yeah, well, I watched the documentary about a dude named Nathan. It was really, really good. I found that really helpful. He had to do the right thing, but it could have gone really badly for him actually, but he chose to do the right thing. It was pretty good, yeah.
So you found that helpful?
Yeah, it was, Charles. It was actually, why don't we play, you should really play that now for all the guys down there. I think it'd be a great idea. Yeah, I'll do it and I'll catch you later.
Great idea, Hank. Yeah, I like that. Well, you have fun out there, and we'll catch up with you next week. Cheers, mate. Right, so we're going to play this week's documentary for you, so let's run that now. Hey guys, Don from St. Paul's Kids here. Now, have you ever had to do something or say something that was the right thing to do, but you knew some people wouldn't like it? That's the place that the person in our story found themselves. Now this guy, his name was Nathan, and he was the prophet to King David. That's right, the very same king who used a sling, boom, killed Goliath, who rose an army and took down the Philistines, the people who were threatening God's chosen people. He was known as a man after God's own heart, but just like normal people, he made a mistake, and it was a biggie. It was a big mistake, because he looked and he saw another man's wife and he thought, I like her. I think I might make her my wife as well. So he had her husband killed so he could marry her and have it for himself. And he did this on the down low. No one else knew about it except one of his generals, but God told Nathan about it, and Nathan knew he had to say something to help his friend the king do the right thing. So what happened is he came before him in the thing and he said, "Oh, King David, I've just heard something." And he was like, "Nathan, what is it?" "Well, there was this rich man who had 4 cows and 4 sheep, and he had another wealthy friend come visit him. And he said to him, 'What, do you want to stay for dinner?' He said, 'Yeah, I'd love that.' So he looked at his cows and his sheep and he thought, 'Oh, I don't really want to, I don't want to use them.' And he looked across and just on the outside of his property was a poor neighbor who just had 1 cow. And he thought, I'm going to take him instead. So he took that man's cow. When he had heaps, he was plentiful, he didn't need his cow, but he took it for his own, so his friend could stay for a feast. And now he's without anything. But what should we do, King?" Well, David was furious. "I can't believe that someone who had so much wealth and would steal from someone who had so little. Bring him here. He needs to be punished. I think he can give him all his things to that man. That is wrong." Nathan looked at him in the eye. "That man, King David, is you. You have stolen another man's wife and had him killed to hide it. You could have heard a pin drop in that room." Everyone looked around uncomfortably that was in the throne room. How's this going to go? What's going to happen to Nathan now? David looked at Nathan. "Nathan, what have I done?" He fell to his knees. And Nathan looked at him and he goes, "King David," he put his hands on his shoulder, "you need to repent, turn away from your sin. You need to go back to living your faith and living your life. Oh God, there's consequences, you've done something wrong. But God will bless you. He loves you, you know that." David looked at him and he prayed right there. He said, "God, please forgive me for my sin. Please don't turn your back on me. I love you, God, and I'm so sorry for being selfish and not thinking of others like you've called me to do." Nathan put his hand on him. He said, "David, you know God will never, ever turn his back on you." Nathan knew what he had to do. Nathan knew what was the right thing to do. Could it have gone wrong? Oh, yes. Israel had a history of killing prophets that said things that the king didn't like. Nathan knew King David, and he knew that he had a heart for God, and he had made a mistake, a terrible mistake. And he knew that David could have had him killed like that. But instead, Nathan chose to do the right thing, to stand for what he knew was right, and listen to God. And that's our challenge for us this week, is to stand for the things, to show love and kindness to people, but stand for the things that God knows we should. Hey, that's me this week, guys. I'll see you later. Wow, that is a serious story. That could have gone really bad for Nathan real fast. Woof. So, right now, I'm going to pray for you guys, and we'll see you guys the following week. So, Lord, I just thank you now for everybody out there. And I pray that each of us would find the courage to do the right thing. even though some people might not like the right thing. But we know you are a light in the darkness. That you shine bright. Help us this week, Lord, to shine bright. Thank you so much that you love us and you never, ever will leave us. In your name, amen. This is Charles from Mission Control signing off. See you later.